Unlike science and law, if you break a rule in this world, nobody will catch you. Hello guys, hope everybody is doing well. In the last video, we talked about starting your content creation journey and what I did. And in this video, I'm going to look at the 4 main elements of filming good video. Now, good video is not all in the editing, whether it's photos or videos. You want to make sure that your filming and your shooting reduces the work that you do in editing. Now, I want you to remember that as much as you need to have good editing skills, garbage in is basically garbage out. Trash footage cannot be turned into an amazing video no matter the device you are using. You just have to get your footage right. The 4 main components would be audio, video, stability, and light. Now, we are going to take these in turn, but I'll start with the simplest first, then we'll talk about video last. So before we get into the first one, I want you to understand this. There are so many rules and principles that surround photography and videography, etc. But once you understand the principles and the rules, they are meant to be bent and broken. You can go classic with them, or you can try other things, and sometimes it means breaking the rules to get a lovely or provoking piece of content that you enjoy and your audience will enjoy as well. And I'll give you examples as we go on. I want you to keep that in mind. If you see me looking down, I just have my notes here that I am referring to. The first thing I want us to talk about is stability. As a general rule, make sure that your footage is as stable as possible. If I started talking to you and I was holding the camera the whole time, thanks for clicking on this video and subscribe. Now, that is unpleasant to watch. So even with vlogging videos or active videos, you want to make sure that your footage is as smooth and stable as possible. Otherwise, it's going to turn the audience off. But there is a place and time for shaky footage. For instance, if you watch a video where there is a fight, it makes sense that the footage should be a bit shaky, because if you were in the person's shoes, everything would be shaky to you. Shaky footage would elicit an emotion of urgency, chaos. So shaky footage, that is breaking the rule of stability, can be used in different scenarios for different reasons. There are various ways to achieve stability. If you don't buy any gear at all, this is one thing you need to absolutely buy, and that is a tripod stand. If you are somebody that does a lot of vlogging videos and stuff, you should get a monopod. It helps with the stability of your footage when you're holding the camera, because once you're talking and walking about, the camera or the phone is going to move a lot, which is not really pleasant. Even if there's movement, the people watching understand that there's movement happening, you are walking, but they can see your face clearly and they can hear you clearly as well. Some devices also allow you to turn on a stability feature or option inside the device. Some cameras do that. And then also there are some apps on the iPhone. I don't know if the iPhone has this a stability switch somewhere that you can turn on in settings to help with the stability of your videos. But when I used to use my phone, sometimes I would use professional camera apps, which gives you more manual controls of your camera. The one I used was Filmic Pro, and there was a stability feature in there that you could turn on, which helped with stability of your footage. Some editing apps also help with that, but they can only do so much. If your footage is so shaky, they can't do much to help. The difference won't be much. The next thing to talk about is light. Lighting is so important, and that is why a lot of people start out and the first thing they do is to get a ring light. But if you are starting out with nothing like I did, you only have sunlight, and I have been using natural light since time immemorial, and this video is being shot with natural light. How your lighting presents can affect the quality of your footage. Now, the thing with natural light is that it can be very unpredictable. You need to learn how to manipulate light in your environment outside your device, and also to manipulate light inside your device. How many reflective surfaces do you have? Where is your window, and what's the space looking like? I am directly facing my window right now, but there's a white door on this end. Let me see if I can use my phone to demonstrate. Hi guys, so this is the camera. That's the window, and I'm facing the window directly because it's just half the window. I'm getting light from just half of it. And then to my right, I have a reflector that I'm using to manipulate the light. And then there's a white door here that I know would definitely bounce off some light back onto me. I also have a white wall here, and this is also a white wall, but it's very slim, so this was where I chose to put my my reflector. Now the reflector is also angled a little bit this way so that the light bounces off and onto me instead of back at the door, if that makes sense. If you have something that you can use to modify or use to manipulate light, like a reflector, which I highly recommend that you get if you are anybody, whether you're using artificial light or not, but especially when you're a creator that uses natural light and you can't yet afford artificial lighting, definitely get a reflector and get the full-size one, the human-sized reflector. I particularly like that one and recommend that because you don't need to buy a stand. You can literally prop it against anything, a wall, a door, a box, and it will stand. But when you have a small one and you're a solo creator, you don't have anybody that can hold it for you, you don't have money to buy that and buy a stand, it can be a lot. So just to make everything simple, get the big one. You can use anything to manipulate light. You can actually get actual aluminium foil and spread it across a big cardboard paper and use it as a reflector. You also have to learn how to manipulate light inside your device. No matter what you do, try to master these two things, exposure and white balance, because sunlight is so unpredictable and you want to get ahead of any of the changes. Camera died, please get the reflector whether or not you are going to get artificial lighting, and then you can look at your options. There are ring lights, which I absolutely hate. Don't ask me why, I just do not like them things. It's just so obvious and I just don't like ring lights. I do not have a good excuse, I just do not like ring lights. The other thing that you need to consider is your audio. Audio, they say, is 50% of video. And it has been said that people will sit through bad looking video once they can hear everything clearly, because people are just so nosy. And what's the point in watching? Imagine you were watching this and you see, it's quite frustrating being able to watch the video without hearing anything that I'm seeing, that I'm actually seeing. And even if I was using music, you'd be wondering, but she's talking to the camera, she's talking to us, what is she saying? If you are going to do a YouTube video, for instance, it's best to get a mic alongside lights. But thankfully, the kind of content that we make these days, you can use trending audios and you may not necessarily need a mic for a while unless your content evolves or you are trying to film for YouTube. Even now with YouTube Shorts, you can use music for your videos so that you do not have to worry about your audio. Do you see the lights changing? Sunlight, even though I've set my settings and everything, it's a thing. That's what we struggle with. If you know that you cannot get a quiet environment to get, your message across, stick to texts and music. Know the platform you are posting on. If they do not allow you to use music, you have to use royalty-free music or unlicensed music like YouTube, then you need to find music that is royalty-free on sites like Epidemic Sounds, Outlets, etc, etc. Another thing that makes videos really interesting is sound effects. And I'm feeling good. Even though there was music, it adds to the quality of the video. Now, what everybody wants to talk about. So first things first, this would take a lot. I feel like talking about video, the video component alone can be broken down into several other videos, but this is what I'm going to tell you. Always wipe your camera lens, whether you're using a phone, a camera, a webcam, whether it is for a video call with your friends, a Zoom meeting, a YouTube video. Always clean your lens. It does a world of difference because the amount and quality of light entering the device that is filming you or filming whatever it is you want to film can determine the quality of your video, like I talked about when we were talking about light. Basic school science, light travels through certain objects. When it is opaque like this, light cannot go through. At best it can absorb or reflect. When it is clear, transparent, light will go right through it and you see everything clearly. When it is translucent, you can't really see what's going on. It's like you can see a figure but you can't see who it is, you can't identify it. When there is grease, dust, all sorts of things on your camera lens, your camera lens is no more transparent. The amount of light coming in would either not be enough, would give all sorts of effects that you may not want. Then again, like I said, rules are meant to be broken. People pass light through all sorts of filters and gels and things to give a certain effect, but for a quality, clear looking piece of content, wipe your camera lens, whether it's your phone or your actual camera. Get off all the dust, the grease and the grime that is on the camera lens. Now with video as well, you need to consider your device. If it is your phone, are you using your native camera? Or you can try pro camera apps that I spoke about, like Filmic Pro, that can help you manipulate more manually more of the settings of your camera. And then you can consider lenses too. Lenses for your phone can help in various ways. And your settings, before you go into your settings, consider what kind of video you're trying to make. Is it a slow motion video or is it a regular video? All these would help you determine what kind of settings you need to apply to your device before you start filming. And all these will help you come out with footage that is worth editing to get quality kind of a quality video. If you get what I'm saying. Today, my English, once you have stable footage that is clear and audible, you can now go take it into your video editing app to create. Okay, the camera got a fever and died on me, but get a good device to record a video. Your mobile phone is fine. If you have a camera that's good, make sure you wipe your lens. And that is very hypocritical of me, because as I'm looking at this lens, there is so much, I can see dried droplets from all the shower shots that I took for my last Instagram video. I will see you guys, because I gotta go, in the next video. Bye.